Let's look at some lists. So this is from the Wario GT. This was in 2024. This ended February 4th, so this was a little while ago. Looks like it took place in the Philippines. 33 players played. Looks like it was a good time. So let's look at some lists. So let's look at this Gloomspite Gets list. I just click on these. Yeah. I'm still sort of getting used to looking at TTS. What else? So that's it. Let's just look at this one Gets list. So this is, of course, King's Gets, Protect the Shrine with Indomitable ×2, Loon Boss on Mangler Squig, the General with Fight Another Day, and the Clammy Cowl. So for those of you that haven't actually played this and put this on the table, this is a ton of fun. The Loon Boss on Mangler Squig has a heroic, a monstrous action that lets him like charge 3d6 and fly over things, and Fight Another Day means that after he fights, he can move. So it's like you sort of bounce in, or you charge in, and then you bounce over a bunch of stuff, dealing wounds, and then you fight, and then bounce away. He's really annoying. It's great. And then Grinkrat is the thing that gives the herd Fight on Death, so we'll probably see some herd. And then a Madcap Shaman with Blizzard, cool. A Reinforced Unit of Bounders, classic. And then a ton of Squigs. So it looks like the buffs that were going on this, it's a double Reinforced Unit of herd, and then a Reinforced Unit of herd. So Grink Rats, Rax, Loon Court, cool. Gobblepalooza with Teleport, yeah, it looks good. Warlord, Wizard Finder, oh, and so this is a list, and like, I don't know, it's 90 points under. And the reason that it's 90 points under is because it wants Indomitable ×2. So this is where you automatically pass Battle Shocks, and you can give this to herd. So it means that 2 times the herd can pass their Battle Shock. This prevents them from losing all of them. So if, you know, I've been in this situation a lot where they kill a whole bunch of your models, and then you don't want them to run away, you want them to stay. We're playing King's Gets, but I don't see. Yeah, I mean, this list looks like a lot of fun. I would definitely play this list, and it placed first, right? Went 5-0. Yeah, looks good. Okay, moving on. So the Columbus Brew Hammer 2024. This also took place over the weekend of February 3rd and February 4th. Where is this? Somewhere in the U.S. in Ohio. 42 players. So let's see if we can't get some lists out of here. So first place, Seraphon Fangs of Sotek. Second place, Bone Reapers. And third place, we have Slanesh. Let's see if we have any Greenskins lists here. There's a Jaws of Mork list that placed 8th. And a Big Wall list that was 3 and 2. Let's have a look at this Big Wall list. So Big Wah, Indomitable, cool. Wargog Prophet with Hoarfrost Glowing Tattoos. War Chanter with Arcane Tome and Get 'em Beat. Weird Knob Shaman with Shaman of the Chilled Lands and the Great Big Green Handed Gork. So this is, of course, before the update that separated the Cruel Boys and the Iron Jaws command or battle tactics. Gobsprak, War Chanter with Fix and Beat, and a Scragrot the Loon King. Look at that. Scragrot's so good. 2 spells, like just 2 unbinds at +1. And his War Scroll spell, I tell you, is good. He's pretty expensive, you know, and he should be expensive, but I like it. Like, you should definitely try out some Scragrots in your Big Wah games. I think if you're just looking, like, if you're just gonna play a game for fun, like he's good. He's good. I don't like running a Big Wall list without a Mega Boss because I just really appreciate the command point economy when I'm able to, you know, issue 2 all-out defenses to 2 units of Ardboys, let's say. Really good. Okay, battle line, Ardboys, Gut Rippers, and Ardboys. And then, again, this was before the points changed, so the Ardboys are 220 instead of 200. And then we have 100 points worth of Endless Spells, Gnashing Jaws, and Gravetide, and then 2 units of Gorgruntus. I mean, looks pretty solid to me. The Endless Spells are going to be really good with Scragrot here, right? Because he's not, like, he has a War Scroll spell, and then he's got to do Arcane Bolt or Mystic Shield or something. So, you know, Gnashing Jaws are good, and I also really like Gnashing Jaws with Gobsprak. Just Endless Spells in general with Gobsprak, because he can, you know, Sneaky Miasma himself into casting an Endless Spell, and then just run back on his turn. So, pretty cool. I like this list. Yeah, it's a good list. It didn't do super well at this tournament, but it did pretty well. This is a 3-2 list. Andorian Acolytes, Ironjaw's Fist, Warlord, and another Ironjaw's Fist. Yeah, solid. Solid list. Definitely gives Scraggy a try. Okay, Gods of War 4. So this took place over the weekend of February 10th and 11th. It is a 5-round tournament, and it had like a lot of players. It had 150 tickets, but it had like, 78 players. So a lot of players here, and let's see if we can't get some good lists out of here. Ooh, a Big Wa list went second. Let's definitely have a look at that list. Let's just sort this stuff out so we're not confusing ourselves here. Cool. What else do we got? Blades of Corn went third. Deepkin fifth. Skaven, Stormcast, Feck. Yeah, so we'll just have a look at this one Big Wa list. Warclans, Big Wa, Bloodthirsty is our triumph. Weird Knob Shaman with Shaman of the Chilled Lands, and the Great Big Green Headed Gork. So again, this is before we split the Ironjaws and the Cruel Boys. Wargog Prophet with Glowing Tattoos, and Hoarfrost and Levitate. Looks like we took an extra spell enhancement with our Warlord, but no. Oh yeah, Glowing Tattoos. Never mind. So yeah, okay. So Gobsprak with Sneaky Miasma, doesn't matter. War Chant with Get and Beat. War Chant with Fix and Beat. No Mega Boss here. So again, I really like the Mega Boss on foot just for the command point economy, but this guy did well too, right? So it looks like we are running 3 5-man brutes. So minimum battle line. One block of Moonclan Stabbas, excellent ally. And then lots of Ironjaws. So this is a good example of an Ironjaws list that's just better in Big Wa, right? It's like, cool, we're going to take Ironjaws, but instead we're going to throw in a Wargog Prophet and a Gobsprak, and then we'll bring some Stabbas, and then we got a reinforced unit of Pigs, a reinforced unit of Brute Ragers, and then another unit of Pigs. So, like, and then we have 10 points left over. So, yeah, I mean, seems good to me, man. Seems good to me. This is kind of like doing what it's like. I get this list, right? It's like, okay, I got 3 units of brutes on the front lines. I have Stabbas, which are going to zone out my back line and nab objectives if I need them to. Double War Chanter because we got so many Ironjaws. Wargog Prophet, right? Like Weird Knob Shaman, like everything. I get exactly what this list is doing and what exactly it's going for. Got our Brute Ragers, like to wait for them to get the +1/+1, and they're just going to slap. Good list. I like it. I played an Ironjaws game today, and I gotta say, it just feels better when it's Big Wa. I almost feel like taking the entire list as it is and just swapping in a Wargog Prophet would have made the army better. It's too bad. Okay, let's see. We got more. So this is GT Las Puertas del Talavera. I don't know where that is, but it was February 10th and 11th, so that weekend, another 5 rounds. Oh, no, 60 players. Team tickets. Oh, it looks like this was a teams tournament. Yeah, it looks like this was a teams tournament. We're going to skip right over that, and we're going to go to Cake or Death. This is a tournament that took place relatively recently. This was the weekend of February 17th and 18th, and this took place in New Westminster, which is in the greater Vancouver area where I live in Canada, kind of in my neck of the woods. 62 players. Yep, took place over Family Day weekend, and lots of really good players. And like, these are players that I know personally. So Matthias from Team Warp Dice, who plays Blades of Corn, won this 5-0, and he's a player that beat me at the Northern Wastes GT, which was my first GT almost a year ago, last summer. Cool. So, Corn, Sylvaneth, Seraphon, Osier Bone Reapers, Maggotkin. Oh, is there no representation of orcs? Here's an 11th place 4-1 orc list. Let's have a look here. So Grin and Blades, Wa, Indomitable Cool, Swamp Call Shaman with Blizzard, Snatchabus with Sludge Raker Beast with Super Sneaky Weirden. So we're trying to ignore those mortal wounds. That's probably a decent choice. Going into some metas, right? I feel like Weirden is actually a good choice if you kind of know what you're up against. and Morksai Pebble, Gobsprak, Swamp Color Shaman with Super Sneaky, and a Swamp Color Shaman with Choking Mist. So here we are again, right? Like I just made a video about Swamp Color Shaman and Hoarfrost and all that, and so no Hoarfrost here. Choking Mist, Blizzard, and Sneaky Miasma. This is generally what I go for in my 3. Okay, Hobgrot Slittas, Got Rippas. I'm gonna see Dagox. I know it. Dagox Stablads. This list is Jacob Brandon's list. This is Jacob Brandon's list. He went 7th at LVO. And this is exactly it, except for probably Weird, but I think the rest of it is almost identical. And I have to say, like, I love this list, and this is the Cruel Boys list that I play now. 2 drops. It's got 2 Gut Rippas, and then it's got Dagox and Hobgrot, so you have like these nice like 2 in the front, 2 on the sides kind of deal, and then you're still running 3 times 6 Bull Boys with 3 Shamans. Like, and then your Sludge Raker. Like, to me, this list has everything that you need. It's well-rounded, and it brings like, you know, Grid and Blades with 3 units of Bolt Boys. Like, you're gonna kill things. Yep. So, Jacob Brandon, if you're out there, which I know you are, why won't you return my calls? No, I mean, yeah. Credit where credit is due. Any other orc lists here worth taking a look at? Doesn't really look like it. I should have gone to this. I want to go to this next year because I lost in the... remember, there's like 60-something players here. But when I lost at Northern Wastes GT, I lost to Matthias, and I also lost to Eric Armstrong, who placed 6th with a 4-1 list. So, you know, some really good players, and I would rather test my mettle against strong players, especially local strong players. Cool. Sheffield Slaughter 2024. This took place over the February 24th, February 25th weekend. So lots of players. Looks like almost 100 players. So placings: Feck, Maggotkin of Nurgle, Bone Reapers, Korn, another Feck, Zinch, Skaven. Where's my orcs at? I don't see no orcs. Where are we gonna see our first orc list? Oh my god, 19th with Big Wasp. This was a 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. And then is there another orc list maybe in the top 100 that we could look at? I mean, isn't this kind of telling in itself? We have 31st here with Big Wall. So let's just look at this one here, Big Wall list. So look at me. I am the 3+ save army now. So are we going to see a bunch of Okay, Orc War Clans, Big Wah, Grand Strategy Wah. Orc Weird Knowledge Shaman with the Great Big Green Hand of Gork and Foot of Gork. Looks like we're taking the Warlord enhancement for spells here. Swamp Collar Shaman is our general with Shaman of the Chilled Lance with Choking Mist and Nasty Hex. War Chanter with Get 'em Beat. Wargog Prophet with Glow and Tattoos and Hoarfrost, pretty standard. Another War Chanter with Fix and Beat. And a Killaboss on Nashtooth with Fasten. 110 points. Yeah. So cheap. So cheap. Oh my god, so cheap. Okay, so we have 2 units of Ardboys, 3 units of Ardboys, and Moonclan Stabbas. So we're just getting in the way. Ardboys are really good in Big Wah. Like, I run 2 in my army, and I run a reinforced unit of Brutes, and I find that between those 3 big blocks of bodies, that it's pretty solid. But I could definitely see, I've played against, and I could definitely see how another unit of Ardboys would be totally fine. And this bloke here decided to take Ardboys with Choppas. I prefer Stickas because I like to play defensive and I like to just move up and have my opponent charge into me. I know that we get bonuses for, like, we get wall points for charging, but I find that generally speaking I don't really need those bonuses, and I just prefer having the extra rend, especially when I have +1 to hit and +1 to wound and +1 damage already. But extra dice is good. But I find that just with Ardboys, like, if you charge me, I'm getting all my Ardboys to fight because they have a 2-inch range. If you charge me and I have Choppas, I'm not even probably getting all my attacks in. If I charge you with Choppas, sure, I'm getting 3 attacks, but they're 1-inch reach. So a lot of my Ardboys aren't going to get to fight. But with Stickas, even if I charge you, at least all of my Ardboys are getting to fight. So I have a feeling that I'll be comparable on dice. It's true that they take that -1 to hit for the Stickas, right? They're on 4s and not 3s, but I don't know. Seems good to me. I think that you could make case other way. And then here's Mogrunt to Gouger. So I've been a big fan of him in my Big Wall lists, just running off on the flank, running on turn 1, hopefully generating some points, some momentum points, and then just being like a self-contained flanker on the side. He's a monster. He feels pretty good. Dagox Stablads. So here we are trying to fit exactly, 2,000 points. So we have 70 points left over. Dagox Stablads are legitimate. Yep, seems good. And then a reinforced unit of Orc Gorgruntas. So, yeah, I mean, good list. Look at me. I'm the 3-up save army now. Exactly. It's just like lots of our boys. Stabus for the backline. You could go Stabus, or I do in my list Rippa Snarlfangs or Snarlfang Riders. Just because they're faster. They're just faster. If I need them to zone out the backline, they can. If I need them on the flank, they can. I like the movement speed. I'm a big fan. I like controlling space. So that's what I've been going for lately. But overall, yeah, great list. Big fan. And last but not least, we have the Alliance Open Age of Sigmar Masters 2024. So this is, of course, February 24th and February 25th. This was in somewhere. Oh my god. Netherlands. Is that supposed to be the Netherlands? If I click on it, will it open up a map? Is this just a map of where I live? It is just a map of where I live. Okay. Very useful. Okay, let's look at some placings. Sons of Behemoth placed first. All right, all right. Just out of curiosity, I'm just kind of curious what this... So King Broad's Stomp. Okay. So it's just King Broad's Stomp with 3 Megas and 4 Man Crushers. Okay. King Broad it is. Okay, what else are we looking at? There's a Getz army that placed well. Nope. We're going to scroll for a while to get to Orcs, I think. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Crew Boys. It's a Crew Boys list that placed like 20th. Yeah, like not looking great for our boys in green. Yeah. Oh, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading this. No way. For those of you that are just listening, the list was just like a block of text. I'm not sifting through that. Okay, so here's the list that placed first. So we are in the Jaws of Mork sub-faction with the Grand Strategy Overshadow. Not gonna lie, don't even know what that is. With Indomitable. So our, let's see, leaders, Madcap Shaman with Moonface Mommet and Hoarfrost. Seems good. Madcap Shaman with Squiglure as a spell. Okay, Grinkrat the Great, which of course lets our herd fight on death. And a Squig Boss with the Clammy Hand. So, not gonna lie, for me personally with Gits, what I'm kind of thinking and what I'm kind of doing now is I'm finding that the Jaws of Mork is actually overkill. That, especially with herd, they're not like charging every turn. What they are doing is charging once or 0 times, and then they're stuck in combat for a long time. So I don't run the Jaws of Mork. I run King's Gits because I would much rather have more consistent recursion. I don't want to try... The Clammy Hand lets us do it twice. So it means that we have a 50-50 chance of bringing a unit back, and then another 50-50 chance of bringing another unit back. But with King's Gits, what we do is we turn that into a 75% chance of bringing 1 unit back, and then a 75% chance of bringing a 2nd unit back. So it's like, if you're just playing without any of the bonuses, it's like you have a 50% chance of 1 unit. Not great. If you're playing with the Clammy Hand, you have a 50% chance of 2 units, so you're probably getting 1 unit back. So you've increased the probability from 50% to closer to 100% for 1 unit. But with King's Gits, it's like, if we have 2 units in the queue, we're bringing 2 units back. There's a high probability we're going to bring back 2 units. And I would much rather have like more consistent, more reliable recursion than not. Like, I feel like if you're going to play the Jaws of Mork, then don't play the Clammy Hand. Instead, play like something else. You know, that's going to be just help you with some survivability or something, because at this point it's like you're not getting stuff back, right? Like it's just I don't know. I don't know. I'm a King's Gits fan, especially on a Squig Boss. I don't know what I guess he's just buffing them once and not really moving up. I should probably do that. I lose a lot with Gits. Okay, Moon Clan Stabas, so cool. 36 block Squig Herd, cool, and then a reinforced unit of Boingrot Bounders. All sounds good. And then we have Dagox Stab Lads. That's cool. So probably... Oh, no, because we're still under points. Got 30 points left. This could have been a 100-point unit. Interesting. Loon Smash of Fanatics. Big fan. Grinkrat's Loon Court. So that's, of course, to go with Grinkrat the Great and to give those herd fight on death. Fellwaters are good. And then Spore Splat of Fanatics. Really different list. Spore Splat of Fanatics, for those of you who don't know, they block line of sight and they get a pre-game move. So they're more like Loon Smash of Fanatics are more of a damage dealer, right? They have strike first. They have like some pretty good rend, and they can slap pretty hard. And then the Spore Splatta Fanatics they block line of sight. And they, like I said, get a free pregame move, or it's hero phase move or something like that. But they move early, and they're screens. They're screens in the most literal sense of the word, in that they not only get in the way, they also block line of sight. So if you're expecting a lot of shooting in your meta, this is a very easy way of getting around it. If you're playing against like a KO player or a Cities of Sigmar player, I guess you're probably not seeing a ton of Fusiliers right now at your I don't really have a lot of City players in my local meta, so I don't see them a ton, but I'm sure you are in your local meta. So Spore Splatta Fanatics are a great way of dealing with some really good ranged attacks. And then it looks like we are 4-drop with double Battle Reg and Endorian Acolytes. Cool. Good list. Good list. I'm still not sure how I feel about Jaws of Mork and the Clammy Hand overall. I tend to do King's Gits because, like I said, my squigs don't really need help dealing damage. They do pretty good damage all by themselves. So like getting that one extra die per unit. Like, it's a lot of attacks, but I don't really need it. But one thing, yeah, and then the Fight on Death, I don't know. It just seems like overall pretty good. Interesting list. I would love to talk to this player and see how they play it, but yeah, that's it. So those are all the February tournaments that I could find, and I'm happy that you were here to go through them with me. Thanks to my patron panda, Wybarian makes good art. Buy some dice in the link below, or else they'll cut off my power. Like, subscribe, wah.